Will you allow God to plant you, or will you continue to try to plant yourself in soil that you do not belong in? And what I mean by that when I say in soil that you do not belong in is it's soil that God literally created, soil specifically for his children that listen, his children that obey, his children that obey his will and know his will, his children that understand separation, his children that that love him truthfully, his children that make sure in serving him that they understand that it's service that is first, his children that understand that it's about seeking the kingdom and the righteousness of God. He created this soil, especially for the ones who say, Lord, not my will but your will be done in my life. So when I ask, will you allow God to plant you, are you allowing God to plant you by giving up yourself to follow him truthfully? Will you allow God to plant you by, walking away from the things of this world that that you do not need to be a part of, or associating yourself with topics or people or surroundings or whatever it is, but understanding how living a saved life and living the life of of salvation and righteousness, it's a difference in that. When it's a different look and it's a different meaning, behind living that, So when we allow God to plant us in the soil that he creates for us, it's a soil that we only can grow in if we listen. It's a soil that we only can grow in if we allow our Father to water us, But what ends up happening is that we take ourselves, and we look at our life and we're not fully connected, we're not fully dedicated, we're not fully disciplined, and in that understanding, that God knows, when you're struggling with something, he knows that, when you're going through something, and he's there to help you, and he's there, to shape you and mold you, and he's also there to plant you in those moments. But God knows your heart to know that why would he plant you in soil that is great if you're not fully going to live it the way that you're supposed to live it? Why would God take the time to plant you somewhere if he knows that in your heart that you don't mean it? Sometimes it can be for show. Sometimes it can be just, because you say that, yeah, Lord, I serve you, and Lord, I love you, but, it has